Thank you for being here. But let's thank the real superstars for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh and Tyler, 21 Pilots. You guys didn't mind I put your name first this time?
No, you're fine.
Okay, great.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I know that you're like, a lot of times he picks on you, so
yeah.
I understand how important he is to you. All right, we're going to start in the back row. This is Carrie Hoggs. Please stand up. And what is your question for 21 Pilots?
Hello, my question is, many of your fans characterize you two as superheroes because of how powerful and meaningful your music is. But we want to know, do you feel like superheroes?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel powerful.
We're extremely important. Is
Great
that what
question.
you wanted us to say?
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah,
I don't know which would be a cooler answer though.
I think the higher the stage, the more important we feel. So we're much higher than you guys right now. So naturally, we feel more important than everyone else. Other than the camera guy in the back, we're about the same level as that guy.
He's kind of a superhero as well.
No, to maybe seriously address your question, in a sense, it helps to separate what we do on stage in the way that maybe some people view us when we're doing what we do, and then us as normal people. I think I had a thought the other day, and it's gonna sound odd because when you guys see me, you see the band, you see the songs, you see it all. And in a weird way, I have this healthy separation from it that no one else really understands, other than maybe my close family. And the thought that I had was, man, this 21 Pilots thing is really taken off. But the ability for me to view it as something as separate as like, oh, that thing over there is really doing well. I'm really excited about it. I'm proud of it. It is who I am. I take ownership of it. But that healthy separation of what it is and who I know myself to be, I think that because things didn't start happening for us until we were, in our mid-20s, was helpful. You see a lot of bands or artists get thrown into this way earlier, and they don't know how to make that separation, and it can really affect who they become because they're so tied to it. So ultimately, yes, we are superheroes.
This is Caitlin Witten.
If you had to pick another way to express yourselves besides in a song, what vehicle would you use?
Wow.
Like a truck. Well, like one of the big trucks. Just drive down the street expressing myself.
I'd be I guess a model.
Really?
If you could drive a flatbed.
Flatbread?
Drive a flatbread.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're saying you would be a model that drives a flatbed truck?
I'll just ride on the back of the truck.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So I would drive you around, and you would strike your pose.
No, that would be
town.
terrible. I wouldn't do that.
This is a good question, but I don't think we're going to answer it.
I don't
I think we're just going to dance around it.
The problem is I've thought about that my whole life. What else would I do? And this is what I've landed on, and there was really nothing else. So I don't think I could come up with another thing. Otherwise I would have tried it by now.
Yeah. I don't really think that either of us had a very solid plan B, if that's what you're asking. We'd still be friends, right?
I think we would.
We'd be like losers, though.
Yeah, because what would we be doing?
You want to come hang out again?
Yeah. Try and express ourselves somehow.
Just expressing ourselves in any way possible. But yeah, we don't. That's actually a terrifying question. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them terrified. This is Molly Sinat.
How long have you been developing the idea of Dima?
Next. Yeah, no, the story has been around longer than, Trench itself, but it's hard to say exactly when, because a lot of these things started to come to life for me at different times, and it's a story that I feel like has been around a while in my life, but being able to then name it, Dima. I remember where I was when I first came up with that word, and I was actually in the ocean. And I live in Ohio, so I'm not in the ocean very often. But there was something, I don't know what happened. But that word came to me and it just made sense with what it is that I was opposing at the time and working through. And this whole idea of treating your own psyche as this map that you can travel in. And you learn where you're trying to go, but you also, more importantly, learn where you're trying to leave, some areas that you shouldn't go anymore. And I think that, when we watch movies and we live in these, other worlds, we forget that what we're going through, our own story right now, is just as dramatic and exciting and challenging as any other Hollywood fantasy movie that we all get excited about, or at least I get excited about. And to be inspired by my own story and kind of giving names to the opposition and I don't know, it helped me work through something I was working through. So I guess I can't really specifically answer your question of how long it's been, but it feels like it's always been in a kind of weird way. So I'm just excited that people have kind of wanted to dive into it with me, and it's become so much more important now that we've been able to express it and show you guys that story.
Our next question is from Nikki Earls.
What's the best prank you've pulled on each other, and has there been a full-on prank war?
We're not really prankers.
We actually don't believe in pranks. And it's right?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever once pulled a prank on each
I
other.
think that if we were to prank each other and it would go back and forth, at some point, inevitably we'd be like, I gotta clean that up. So I think that pranks always end in some sort of like damage control that's just it wasn't worth the moment.
I also think that when we started traveling around a lot, we were just always together, and we were traveling a lot, and it gets very tiring to try and pull a prank, and you start to.
We're so not cool.
No, I know.
Pranks are tiring.
But I'm telling you, practically, it's terrible.
I think also when you prank someone, you're looking for the reaction. I think that if we were to prank either one of each other, our reaction to being pranked why would you do that? And that's it. And you just feel stupid.
Right. Yeah, there's not much of a reaction, I think, from either.
There's also a tradition at the end of tours, people like opening bands and other bands will prank each other the last day of tour. We've put a hard kibosh on that. That is not something that we allow. Correct. We got a couple of workers here today watching us. We're not allowing that. One, I feel like it's unfair for the city or place that you're in to watch the show, and then all of a sudden it's like, this is a weird version of the show where, the opening band is running up on stage in some weird, I don't know. It's kind of it's a cultural thing in touring that you're supposed to prank each other the last day of tour, and we don't do that.
My other thought is that pranks, for some reason, when I think of like pranking or getting pranked, it like happens at nighttime, and we just really value our sleep. Like violently waking somebody out of a sleep is awful. So
why would you do that?
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, no pranks.
Well, no, we did one time.
We pranked each other?
No, we pranked another band.
Okay.
And it was very early on. It was one of our first tours. Remember when we busted into their hotel room?
Yeah.
We did.
Which band was it?
It's old band. I don't think they're around anymore. Called Farewell Fighter, and we were on tour with them, and we were traveling parts of the country playing in front of no one, and some promoter got us a hotel. It was the first hotel that either of us had ever been in, because we were sleeping either in the van or trying to go home in between shows, and so this other band was in their own room. So we had 2 rooms between 2 bands. We got the better end of the deal because it's just 2 of us. But they had like 6 guys. And we knew they were next door, so we knock on the door and they open it up, and we bust in, and we jump on their beds, and we're going nuts. And we, all we had on was our skeleton hoodies, zipped up, and nothing else. So.
And that was when we decided to not prank anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that?
This is Maddie Johnson.
Oh, okay. My question is, what kind of headspace are you in when it comes to writing and performing songs like Car Radio, Hometown, or Jumpsuit?
I like to go back to that moment at that hotel.
This is a super inspiring moment. Man, what a segue.
Yeah.
I still got that visual.
Yeah.
We were getting some height on the bed. Standing over top of him.
Nothing on but a hoodie.
They loved it.
Yeah. What? No, I got it. Yeah, no. Inspiration, yeah, we got it. Why those songs?
I don't know.
You just try to make it as difficult of a question as possible?
Yeah, that was actually the point. So I was thinking to myself, I want to stump you. I did.
Yeah.
And they're just so different songs. I felt like it was it's like 6 questions in one, so sorry.
Wow, okay, so it was Hometown, Jumpsuit, and
Car Radio.
Yeah, that's an odd group.
I know.
I don't think they would ever go get lunch.
They wouldn't.
No.
I don't think they'd get along.
They're not friends.
No.
Just pick one. My Headspace?
While performing?
I want Hometown,
Hometown?
please.
We haven't put-
Hometown, I was actually not home. Fun fact, I was in a bus in Europe. So, an American tour bus. Let me tell you guys about tour buses. Tour by, we call it.
Yeah.
Plural for buses.
Bice.
Bice, that's right. Sorry. That was, that's a good story. One of the first times we ever hung out, Josh I was like, yeah, come over to my house, we'll hang. He was on his way, he was a little late, and he got there, he's like, hey, sorry I was a little late, I was behind a bunch of school bikes. And I was like, what is that? He's like, well, that's plural for buses. And I was like, we're gonna be really good friends.
We like to pluralize everything.
But no, Hometown. I was in a bus, and American Bice is all one level, so there's no like upper deck. And so I can specifically remember where I was in Europe. Actually, not specifically. I had no idea which country I was in, but I was in Europe. But I can specifically remember the room that I was in the tour bus above, and I had set up kind of a little studio, and that's where I started working on that song. And I was bouncing around, and it was very uncomfortable because we're flying down the road, and there's. It was just not a great environment. You would think for something. For inspiration to hit, but I worked through it, and that's what I've learned a lot about songwriting. Is it's something you have to, work on. You don't have to be inspired every time you do it, and so that was something I was just working on a track, and then inspiration did hit, and this idea hit, and the melody and the progression and everything kind of started coming together. And I don't know exactly. I was probably tired and hungry, but other than that, I was in Europe on a tour bus. Writing Hometown.
Our next question comes from Connor Olberding.
So throughout the different eras, there's been different colors and the different album eras. So blue, black, green, yellow. So how does that get picked for like the different albums, and how does like the psychology of that work?
Wow, I didn't know there was psychology behind it. There's a lot of reasons why we pick what colors we go with. I don't know how to answer that exactly right now. Are you trying to figure out what's next? I feel like you are. You're prying. I get the feeling that you're prying. Yeah, there's just certain color. I've always loved putting meaning into something that previously didn't have meaning or didn't have that type of meaning. Obviously, you take a color. People use that certain color for all kinds of things. When you use a combination of colors, some people think of certain things, whether it's a brand or a sports team or a restaurant chain. I've always been critical of restaurants' color choices. I actually won't go to some.
Font, too.
The font, yeah. There's a burger place called Flip Spot in Columbus that's terrible font and color choice. It's right next to GameStop. They're the same fonts and colors. I'm like walking into a GameStop looking for a burger. Get out of here. Anyway, so how did they get to that point where you can think of, well, red means fast food, or that shape means that brand. I think it's very powerful. It's very exciting to be able to put meaning into something that's the ultimate, I don't know, empowerment as a creative person to force meaning into something that didn't have it. So when you think of the color red for blurry face and the color green and yellow for trench, it just makes sense to me. That's what I saw when I was writing those songs, and that's kind of the only way I can describe it, I guess.
You're going to like this next one. This is Sheena Patton.
What is your favorite pizza topping?
You guys didn't want to lump the hard questions next to the other questions. You wanted to keep getting us to
really go back and forth. Mine is cheese, and the reason why, I feel like
you could tell he knew he was going to get ridiculed. He went pretty quickly into the reason why.
Here's the reason why. I feel like generally I know the types of foods that I like, but I can adventure and try. I've tried food from all over the world, and I like doing that. With pizza,
I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you.
We've traveled so much, and especially for some reason, I think like in the beginning days, and especially in Europe, and we're talking about Europe a lot, it's impossible to find any sort of good food really past 6 p.m. And so when you play a show and then you get done at around 11, there's really not a lot of options. So we had pizza for months straight. And I think we would start out just being put all this stuff on there. But then you just realize how badly people actually can mess up pizza, which seems very surprising. But then you would, in other countries too, you would find you would ask for something and then it's different there. It's some other type of topping.
We got so fed up, we're let's just pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
And they gave us pizza with peppers on it.
Yeah.
Because they just completely missed the roni part.
So I think at some point I was you know what, just put some cheese on there and that's it. And so that's the safest bet when it comes to pizza. And I think that I've kind of been ruined now, and that's an area where I don't feel very adventurous anymore. I've lost the will to explore.
I'm so in agreement with you right now.
Sweet.
Our next question comes from Amanda Miller.
If you could have a song that describes your life that is not yours, which one would it be and why?
Ball with the Ball by Kid Rock.
Man, yeah.
I was ready for that one.
Higher by Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? All the Maroon 5 songs. All of them. At once. And
At the same time.
It would work. It would.
Describes our lives.
What's some other ones? We're a big fan of Celine Dion's instrumentals, but we'd like for her not to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Just her band.
No vocals.
Yeah, we feel like they get overshadowed most of the time. And if you were to just remove her, it really is something special. Probably describe us best.
It also would be the perfect soundtrack if we have like a life soundtrack.
Yeah.
It just plays over and over. It goes from the Celine Dion vocalist to all the Maroon 5 songs mashed up.
Ball with the Ball.
To Ball with the Ball.
Don't forget that. Do you guys know that song? Yeah. No? Some of you do?
It's an older song.
It's older. Of course, the lyrics mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Great question.
Our next question comes from Sarah Kaios.
Hi, what is your most useless talent?
Didn't we just
Yeah,
do
we've
this?
we've done this.
Sorry.
She wasn't aware.
We don't have any water bottles in here.
That's right.
Needs a water bottle. Probably figuring out how to answer a question as little as possible.
Our useless talent, I think. Well, I just learned. Well, see, it's useful for you, but it's not useful for me.
Which one? Oh,
This is a
yeah,
riddle. What is useful for him, but not useful for me? Next question. No, it's actually, I just showed him a video. I learned how to do a backflip off of my high. I have this like high thing over top of my pool that I just did. And so it was strictly there for me to learn to get the guts to pull off a backflip. It's like 12 feet in the air into a pool, obviously. And I finally did it. And I showed him a video, and he was like, "Nice, man." I was like, "Thank you." And I just thought, this is so useless. But Josh does a backflip. He can do it and land on actual land, which I would never be able to do. And so that's why he gets to pull one off during our show, and which is one of my favorite moments of our entire set.
Well, now
it's nothing to do with the songs or musicality.
We gotta get the double backflip now.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If we get a pool on one side of my piano, then I'd be down. So that's one I just learned, the backflip, and it's completely useless.
I think it's sweet.
Thanks, man.
Let's get it going on the ground now.
You really want it?
I actually learned how to do a backflip. We were like one of our first shows was in like a kind of like a gymnasium type room, and you get there super early, you set up your gear, and then you just wait. And so they had gymnastics mats that I like set down. And I was like, I think I'm gonna try and do a backflip off this stage. And so we spent like 2 hours, and he was helping me. It was really, I wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
I am a good backflip coach.
Yeah.
Maybe that's more useless.
That's less useful than
All you have
to
do to be a backflip coach is convince the backflipper it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You got this. You rotate.
Yeah. Jump.
With enough encouragement, he was able to land it, and then we got rid of the mats. That's important. Start with mats, then slowly remove the mats.
Yeah.
Gain confidence. And so, I don't know if that answered your question. There you go.
This is Sarah Crevinson.
Do your lyrics and songs still hold the same meaning and importance in your heart like they did when you played for small groups of people compared to now that you're playing for audiences of thousands?
You want me to say yes, don't you? But yes and yes. Can you imagine if we said no?
Over
They've
it.
lost their meaning now that they're in front of everybody. Now that we're making bags.
That's what they mean to me now.
That's our, whenever we talk about money, which is something we hardly ever talk about. If it's ever talked about, it's always referred to as bags. It's a rule.
It's just funny.
Bags. You know, you get bags that costed bags.
Yeah.
I bet you a few bags that.
Yeah. I think we know bands that even admit that their songs really mean nothing to them. At the same time, I think a lot of times that you hear that, you kind of wonder how much time and energy or how much it really meant to them in the beginning. So I think that we've always just tried to make music that we really care about, and that means a lot to us, and that we've kind of believed in since the beginning. And I think that we've traveled around a lot and played a lot of shows, and but I think that I think that's one of the biggest things why we still tour and have a good time doing it. I mean, I look forward to the show every day, because I think that music has changed our lives, and I think that it continues to, and so it doesn't get old to me. I love it.
I think though lyrically, obviously things change. You know, the headspace that I was at when you write a specific lyric, especially the older songs, I'm not there anymore. But I wouldn't be here where I am without having done that or gone through that. You can look at that literally, like, because we released these songs that, it's grown and now we're here talking to you guys. But I think of that as kind of a chronological. I don't know, even more important than that. Like, I wouldn't be here if I hadn't done that. And so in a sense, the meaning of the lyric maybe changes, becomes less important of what it's actually saying, but what it represents becomes more and more important the further away you get from it. I look at a song like Holding On to You, and it's a song that we've played pretty much every show we've ever done. Man, it's so exciting to play every time. And I think lyrically is a big reason why it is exciting to play and still means something. And I know it's a bit cliche, but those lyrics change what they mean. Just like anyone listening to music, it can change depending on where you are, what season of life you're in. And so, yes, in a sense it changes, but in a way it also becomes more important too.
The drum beats stay pretty much the same, though.
No, they're inspiring.
Yeah. This is Tyler Davis.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Or should I stand? Or?
You might. Kneel before. Oh.
All right, so you're both allowed to bring one video back in time to when you first formed the current lineup. Music video, live video, fan-created, compilation, anything that you... video on YouTube, whatever. What do you bring back?
So you're saying bring back meaning it's gone now?
Bring back to your past selves to, like, look at.
Oh, you know what would be nice? You're talking about something in the past to show them?
Or
past,
from now.
Present, or, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
so
be
you're-
like, hey,
you're
this
just
is what's
open
going to
for-
happen in the
He's
future.
open for business.
Yeah.
He's just like, wherever.
Whatever.
Let's just bring a video somewhere. I'm going to say if we were to take a current video and show our past selves that video. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Oh, got it.
Got it.
I know which one I would pick. I don't know exactly if it, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of them, but there's a compilation video of all the times that Josh and I have fallen on stage. If I could get a hold of that before said falls, I feel like I would have avoided those falls.
Alter the future.
But would we be here now? Like I changed that, and all of a sudden we snap back here, and you know I've got more face tattoos. You don't know. You don't know.
We could be in jail.
Yeah. I mean, my confidence just got so high.
Yeah, without the falls.
He stays at a drum kit most of the show, so he doesn't fall as much.
But I definitely have.
But he definitely has fallen.
Yeah.
I think it's important for all of you to fall and to be filmed doing it.
Yeah.
And you send that to your family thread, and you make sure that as many people as possible see it. It is healthy for you to send that around. And that's happened to us on a much larger scale, thanks to you guys. A lot of my family get-togethers now are like, let's gather around the YouTube and search them falling. We watch me fall because they come to our shows and everyone's like, oh, Tyler and Josh, we love you. So my family gets a kick out of watching me fall.
That's what superheroes do.
Wow. It's powerful.
No video for you? All right. This is, well, you don't have to. It's okay. Jacqueline Carey.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to ask you, what is the most interesting rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
A rumor's not true? Are they true? They're not true.
Well, I suppose they can be.
Really?
Mostly they're not.
So
I'm being very vague.
the way you're looking at me, it's making me want to look at you the same way. Well, the rumors. You know what? I got one. Yesterday, my mom, so we're kind of closer to Ohio, so I was able to drive home for like 12 hours in between our show and where we're here tonight. And so I was home for a little bit, and I saw my mom, and she said, hey, Grammy, her mom, so my grandmother, we call her Grammy. Grammy called me and was like, what happened? And I said, what are you talking about? Is Tyler going to jail? What are you talking about? No, he's not going to jail. But yeah, you guys should think twice before your jokes that you guys do. These adults don't understand what you're talking about. They don't. All the way to the point where my family members call me worried that I'm actually going to jail, which I actually get a kick out of. So you can continue if you want, but just know it's actually affecting my life. Yeah, poor Grammy. She was sweating.
Yeah, that's probably worse than going to jail.
What? Grammy sweating?
Yeah. I like rumors. Yeah,
it's fun.
I feel like people are coming up with stuff all the time, and we just like to read it and laugh.
Do you have anything that struck you as?
There was a pretty bad one a few years ago.
Don't talk about that one.
Yeah. Someone just made something up.
We'll tell you later.
Yeah.
We'll talk one-on-one.
Yeah.
While you guys are here, you can just start your own.
Start your own. Let's start one now.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great idea. What do you want it to be?
Josh shaved his head. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tyler gave birth.
Hold on. Look at his face. You guys don't have your phones out, right?
No.
No, we can actually do this.
We can do this.
let's start a rumor right now. I like the Josh shaved your head rumor. So how can we get that going?
I mean, that one's already happened.
But if you put this hat on, would it look you?
Oh yeah, like full bald.
Try. Yeah. Is there someone that looks like Josh in here?
That's bald.
Yeah. You look like Josh? No, you don't.
Who in here is willing to shave your
How
head?
could we pull this off? I feel like you're the side of your head shaved? Yeah, I can shave the rest if you want. No. I'm dressed like it. Yeah, you can shave the rest if you want. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Like,
That is great.
Hey, if that's what you prefer,
I'll just buzz it all
I'm totally
off.
able to do that. Yeah, when you guys are done, you're out of here. You'll be like, hey, we just did, the press conference in Indy. Josh definitely shaved his head.
Full bald.
You tweet it, and then we'll look for it, and I'll like it, make it seem like legitimate or something. Yeah, Josh shaved. Bandito Indy. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if we did a close photo of like your beard, it would look like a shaved head. I don't know if that.
How do we get? Can we get
Photoshop.
somebody to?
We could
Do a
Photoshop.
This hat though, you would see the sides, right? Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't.
If you put a bandana,
There you go. This is. Yeah, that's true. This is turning to this is too much of a two-way street right now.
Just tweet it. Just tweet it.
settle down, you guys.
Just tweet it.
We'll see how many
Yeah.
people.
Shaved his head.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Samantha Fain.
Hi. If you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
And be whoever designed your shirt.
I got it from Goodwill. Thank
Oh,
you.
so you don't know.
No.
Dead or alive? I feel like we have to pick dead when that's an option, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine being given that option and you pick, someone alive?
Yeah.
What a
you would have
waste.
to go- You'd have to go dead.
So many things we could have figured out. Like, how does that even work? They come back?
Bob Ross.
No,
Yeah.
Bob Ross is a great keyboardist. Yeah. Big influence in my life. Bob Ross and that's it. That's it, I think. Yep, that's probably the only person we'd ever collaborate with. But how awesome would it be if Bob Ross created an album cover for our next record?
That would be dope.
I mean, sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
That's what would happen there. So.
Our final question of our 21 Pilots press conference comes from Ashlyn Wright.
If you had to pick one of your songs to represent 21 Pilots and what the band stands for, which song would it be?
That is a tough one.
A doozy of a last question.
Doozy. Whenever we interact with people that don't know who we are, which happens a lot more than you think, but like whether it's a taxi driver or, what are you guys here for? Oh, we're in a band. Oh, yeah? What's the band name? 21 Pilots? Oh. What kind of music is it? What kind of music is it? If they only knew how tough of a question that is. I'm sitting in the back of the Uber, pondering my whole life. What kind of music are we?
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know, man. I always say there's, another guy in the band, he plays the drums, I play the piano. And I just let that sit. He's probably sitting there like, that sounds awful. Like, where's all the sound? And I can't figure out how to describe it. And I think in a sense, what you're asking us to do is to pick one song to represent everything that we're doing. And I don't know if that's possible, other than a very small moment in the song Morph, my favorite lyric. Josh Dennett. I just think that
Very
would,
well written, well crafted.
you know what? I need to have that ready to go when my Uber driver's like, what kind of music you write? I'm like, wait till you hear this. Josh Dunn.
Yeah.
Who's that? I don't know. He's a famous painter, yeah.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Dead.
Rest in peace. Cool.
Well, hello. All right, so thank you very much. This concludes our 21 Pilots official press conference.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, Tyler
you.
and Josh, thank you very much. And if you guys want to stick around, they're going to have a concert after this. You might want to stay.